Hello, hello, hi, Gigmanure. What's up? What's happening? What's going on? Man, it is late. You know what I mean? I want to wish you a happy Saturday, but we're in Sunday. You feel me? I'm just hoping that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. And I got a cool little story for you tonight, a personal story. And of course, we're going to have some feedback of it. So if you're joining me live, you're definitely a trooper. Drop in the comments of where you are tuning in from. And you guys, it is cold. It's I was so chilly, and I was sitting on my couch, and I dozed off. What else is new, right? What else is new? What's up? What's up? So, I got a good one for you tonight. I was talking to somebody today, and we were talking about politics. Okay, and we were talking, and I'm not a politics kind of guy, and it was just a very basic conversation, and it was just a neat conversation, and it reminded me of a story. So this person who I was having this conversation with, I said, "Hey, listen, let me tell you a story that may help in this situation because we don't really agree on the subject." So the story goes as such: there was a father and a son, and they had a donkey, and they were kind of poor, and they were down to their last penny. And the father thought, well, this may be the time to sell the donkey. And so he he gets enough emotions to together, if you would, and tells his son, "Hey, in the morning we're going to go to town and we're going to sell the donkey." And the son gets sad too, but understands what's going on. And they get up in the morning and they get ready. Earl, I'll come back to that in a second. Um, I'll answer your question. Stick around and I'll answer that question for sure. So they get they get up and they get ready and they start to walk the donkey down the street to go to town. Well, when they're passing by, a bunch of their neighbors are sitting outside drinking their coffee, having a small chit chat, if you would. And they notice that, these guys are walking the donkey down the street. And they start to laugh and point at him and they say, "Look at these guys. They got a donkey and not even one of them is sitting on them. And they're not even using them. What is that?" The father looks at the son and says, "Maybe they have a point, you know. Uh, Maybe we should be using the donkey." So they both get on the the donkey and continue their journey down the street. Well, a few houses down, a few other people are sitting outside drinking their coffee, having a conversation, and they notice that these two are on top of the donkey, riding it down the street. And they start to point the finger and laugh, and they say, "Look at these guys. They're abusing this poor donkey. They're both taking advantage of this donkey." Well, this the father thinks, well, yeah, maybe that's a good point. Gloria, how are you? I see you. Nebula, I see you. This live is about, no matter what, people are gonna still talk about you, you know. So these guys, the dad says, you know what? They may have a point. They may have a. I will, Earl. I will. Why are you yelling at me? Why are you yelling? And the dad says, you know what? I think they have a point. I'll tell you what. Um, I'll walk. You sit on the donkey. And hold on one second. What I'm waiting for is I'm finishing a story. You can't tell I'm talking, and you keep interrupting me. You can stick around, and I'll answer your question. It's not like I'm going flying to the moon. And please don't be rude. Thank you. We are live on 4 different platforms, and there's other people who are tu- tuning in. So if you like to stick around, please do. If you don't, that's okay too. So the father says, you know what? I'll tell you what. I'm gonna walk, and you sit on the donkey. I go, all right. So they start to go down the road again, and sure enough, a few other people are seeing them pointing the finger and smiling and saying, "Look at this young kid. He is on the donkey, and he is allowing his old man to walk. Where's the respect in that?" Well, you guessed it. They're like, okay, you know what? We got to swap places. I'll sit on the donkey, and then you go walk. And so the dad sits on the donkey, and the kid starts to walk beside them. And before they get to town, somebody turns around and says, look at this old man. Not letting this young kid sit on the donkey, and he's taking advantage of the donkey himself because he's older. And before they get to town, they have tried all the different things. They've sit on it by themselves, all 2 of them, one at a time, and nobody at a time. And they still get people to talk about them, right? And I was sharing this story with the person that I was talking to this afternoon. And then he turned around and goes, yeah, but this is different, right? My point is this. It's actually exactly that. My point is this. No matter what you say, what you believe, what you um, how you act, no matter what, there is always one or two or a small group of people that will find something to talk about. Okay. And that doesn't mean that there's no right, there's no wrong. What that means is that no matter what, whether it's right, whether it's wrong, whether it's moral, immoral, humane, or inhumane, whatever it may be, there's always going to be some group of people that are going to talk about you. Now, let me give you something else. The people that don't get crap, the people that um, other people don't talk about, is because they don't say anything. See, nobody talks about the dead. If you play small, nobody will be talking about you. But as soon as you play big and you show up and you make some noise, you have opinions, you have thoughts, you're very strong about your thoughts, and then people are going to start to point fingers and people are going to start to talk. Now, you can have a positive effect on so many people, right? And still they'll find something to talk about. So if you are somebody who is waiting for people, waiting to find something that people are not going to talk about so you can do or act, I have bad news for you. That's not going to happen. People still will talk about you. So you might as well, like, if this is your first time to my live, hopefully it won't be your last time. But I refer to this as my your MVPs, your morals, your values, your principles. Right? There are certain things you just don't break. Even if you play big, you don't break them. Right? So playing big and bringing value to the marketplace will create a buzz, and that buzz will have a crowd that will be pointing at and talking crap about. But I want you to know that it's okay. It's okay that they do. It's okay that they act that way. It's just for you not to get engaged with the conversation, not to get emotionally involved, right? Mm, The good book says, hey, listen, you listen to a fool long enough, he'll make you look like a fool. That's the truth, right? So, no matter what, people are going to talk about you. Go out there, make some noise, bring some good value to the marketplace, play big, don't sit in the audience, and grab a hold of your MVPs and be postured when you're out there. So, with that, hopefully, I stood. I was falling asleep. I actually took it. I dozed off on my couch. I was like, "Oh my goodness, I didn't do my live." So, hopefully, it all made sense. Hopefully, you got some value. If you feel like you know somebody else who would get value from this, feel free to tag them, share this with them. If you're not following me, connect with me on multiple platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, X, LinkedIn, Threads, all of it. And I go with Side Gig Sean. Now, to answer your question, my name is Sean Azimi, and I'm somebody who went from corporate America to an online gigpreneur, Earl, and that was not because of my choice. So I was working 6 days, oftentimes 7 days a week, 14, 16-hour days, no jokes. Some of you have actually worked in that office with me. And, I was in the corporate world for a long time. And then my pancreas shut down, left me unemployable, which means I can't even get a job. I lost my job because of the pancreas thing, and I can't get another job because of it. And the reason why is that, David, what's up? I see you on Instagram. And the reason why is that whatever I eat, I don't hold. It just goes right through me. So I have lost 49 pounds of muscle weight. Yes, I have shrunk. I used to be a big boy, and well, this is how it happened. So my pancreas shut down. It doesn't produce the enzymes I need to digest food or to absorb any nutrients. So it just goes right through. And so I use the restroom several times a day, you know, even when I have like one meal or even no meal. So it's just, it's definitely, it's completely, it's completely changed my life in every aspect. And so because of that, I was in the mortgage industry. I was in the mortgage industry for 19 years. Yeah. So, yeah. And Earl, did I answer your question? I hope you answered your question. So, from New Jersey. What? Good to see you, brother. You are a trooper. You are up early. Um, so, yeah, because of the pancreas thing, I actually hit rock bottom pretty hard. My fiance left. I lost my job, and I found out about the pancreas all within 92 days, and that sucked really bad. And I had depression pretty bad, and you know, but I'll make it short because I really do want to go to sleep. But um, throughout this whole thing, one thing I learned is this: you don't get restricted in life, you get redirected. Okay, we do not get restricted, but we get redirected. And I got redirected to the whole online spam. Somebody on YouTube says, "Are you a wizard?" No, I'm just freaking cold. That's why I'm wearing my robe. That's hilarious. Somebody says, "Where are you from?" I'm Persian. I'm from Iran. Um, did any of your coworkers care about you? Um, did any of my coworkers care about me? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what that means. But if your question is if they were there for me or supported me or helped me out with something else, the answer is no. No, because I mean I've been in the corporate world for 24 years. I've had 36 jobs. I'm sorry, 38 jobs in 10 different industries. I was in the mortgage industry for 19 years. So I've done a few things in my life, and um, yeah, yeah. So I've done a few few things in my life, and uh, the only one that has been by me has been God and my parents lately. You know, 38 jobs, yep, in 10 different industries. Hopefully, you get a good opportunity in the near future. I have an opportunity, man. I'm working it. Diablo, are you? Yeah, a lever. Yeah, I mean, that's what I do. I work online. I do things online, and I help people set up and start a side business, a side gig on using the online space. See, I never knew until I got redirected to this online space. I was all against it. I was all about the corporate world. Clock in, clock out, suit, tie, you know, the headset, the cubicle world. That's all I knew, the call center world. Um, I didn't, seriously, in a robe, I was always in a suit and tie. This was like, what the hell? You can talk to people and have an income in a robe? I never understood that. I'm like, I don't even know what that means. What the heck does that mean? Like, what? Um, and so here we are. We got redirected. So, um, yeah, I remember those days. I was my first job. I worked at a Shell gas station, and I think my pay was $2.75 an hour. So, but yeah, so that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So here's the deal: I help folks to start a little side business, to learn about the online opportunity, and if it's a if it's a match, then we start a side business. I mean, I grow it with you. I go with you, and so that's what I do. So if you are like somebody who, um, see, I With me, it was different because um, I didn't really like what I did, but I liked my paychecks. Does that make sense? Like, I wasn't always like, oh my God, I'm going to go to the office and sit in the cubicle for 16 hours. That was not me, ever. I don't, I don't think I ever was excited. Like, maybe, like, I remember one day I was really excited. There's a reason for that, but I'll say maybe like 2 days I was excited, you know. But I never was excited. But I enjoyed the paycheck, you know. Like, again, this is just not to impress you, but impress upon you. I made $100,000 in 3 months in the mortgage industry. It's pretty awesome, right? So I wasn't gung ho about the office, but I really liked the paychecks. So when the paychecks went away, and I can't even get a customer service job at home because I can't keep a schedule. Go figure. From working 6 7 days, 14 16 hour days, to not even being able to get a customer care job at home. Tell me God doesn't have other plans for you. See, you can refuse it, push it back as much as you want to, but eventually, if it's supposed to be your direction, it's going to be your direction. Hey, if the pay is good, almost everyone can be less picky. Heck yeah, pay is excellent, but hustle is sold separately. Got to hustle, baby. So yeah, if you guys interested, if you want to learn more, if you're serious, curious, or like, what the heck, I learn, I hear all these words um, about the online space. I don't know what's what. I don't know what's real, what's fake, what's illegal, what's legal, all that stuff. If you um, have any questions, or if you're like, you know what, yeah, I don't see myself doing what I do forever. I don't have stability, or I'm not really excited about work. Maybe it's time for you to allow that redirection to come in. You know, um, not every opportunity shows up in a suit and tie. Somebody shows up in a raggedy old T-shirt and a robe. You know, that's how it happens. But I would welcome it. I've talked about this before. I'll wrap it up with this. You know, you and I always have a choice. The fear that we have is that we can't make up our mind. That's why we don't open ourselves to opportunities, because we're afraid of our own choices. Mercedes, thank you. I appreciate you. If you guys are not following me, make sure you hit that follow. Let's communicate. Let's talk. Let's do the darn thing. For you guys on YouTube, if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell button, and connect with me on other platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, so we can like chat and talk, and it'd be nice. I'm a real human being. Um, a couple conversations in, I usually give you my cell phone. Yeah. So if you have any questions or anything, whatever, go to sidegigsean.com, and that's it. And we'll open up the door that way, and I'll reach out. We'll reach out. Let's see what's up. SideGigSean, SEAN.com. Obviously, everything you see is SideGigSean. So, man, I thought this live is going to be 5 minutes. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to come in, boom, boom. For those of you who are new to me, I stutter. I'll give you this very short. I stutter. I started stuttering at 6. I'm 53. And in 2019, as a challenge for myself, January 1st, 2019, I said, I'm going to go live on Facebook at that time only for 1 year every day. So you have no idea how many things happened that year, but I managed. I actually did the whole year. In fact, I instead of 365, I did 369 lives. I ended up doing 2 interviews and whatnot. So after that, I said, I'm going to wrap this up. This is the end. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And people were like, no, these are so cool. You just got to keep going, keep going. 2026, 7 years later, I have not missed one night of a live. And there was a time that I had no place, and I did my lives for 4 months out of different parking lots. So that's real talk, right? So that's my lives. I just don't miss them, And every night is a different subject. I just talk about random things. So anyway, hopefully you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value. Follow me, hit that button wherever it is, and connect with me on other platforms. When I finish the live, see, all your comments, all your things go away. So I can't connect with you. You see, I see all the comments. I can't respond. As soon as I end the live, everything goes away. And I don't know who was what, and unless you follow me and we connect. So remember, sidegigshawn.com. With that, I am signing off until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Much love.